Good morning. Spent the morning not fighting the traffic problem, but pouring another cup of coffee and listening to the Fed chairman give his expectation for interest rates, actually his plan for interest rates. This guy's keeping no secrets. He's letting the interest rate puzzle expose itself. We know where he's going to go with interest rates. And so the old boogeyman that was haunting us earlier in the year, how high are rates going to go, is still around. But between now and the end of the year, we know there's 2 more hikes. We know what the interest rate level is going to be exactly at the end of the year. So there are very few questions. Markets don't get an answer from the Federal Reserve because the Fed is dealing with half of the deck. The other half of the cards belong with the politicians that are in control of the country. And so policies that emanate from the political process, from the House, from the Senate, from the White House, they have just as much weight. And it's frustrating to see one half of the deck being played out, perhaps the proper way, the classical way anyway, and the other half of the deck fighting it. Give you an example. All this college debt forgiveness is going to cost a lot of money. Call it $1 trillion. Well, the Federal Reserve is trying to take money out of the system, but the federal policies are saying we're going to put some more money in the system by forgiving debt or what have you. And so it's a very convoluted picture, and the investors just don't like it. So what we've got, we've got an impasse. We've got a good view of the interest rate high line, and we don't have a good view about fiscal policy. We have no idea whether we're headed into a free enterprise, capitalistic, growth economy, or whether we're going to move more towards a bureaucratic, socialistic form of government, which is the direction we've been on for a couple of years. And business markets don't like the large government answer because they snuff out incentives. The incentives for profit are taken away by tax increases, controls, and the bureaucracy will just keep putting out more rules. I mean, I look at what comes in here from the SEC, and the new SEC chairman has all these changes that they want to make. It just costs us hours chasing around to be sure that we're doing the proper things with compliance. Right? And every industry, every company is getting hit with this big government morass. Suffice it to say that the election is the big deal going forward. Okay, and between now and then, maybe you got to watch some more paint dry. But it is a philosophical deal, and I just hope the Americans understand it. It's not about Trump or Pelosi or Biden himself or any of these characters. Okay, they just represent philosophies of how to govern and how to live, and we're just hoping that Americans can see above the personal hatred, the Mar-a-Lago invasion for papers. I mean, all of this stuff is garbage to take your eyes off the ball. The real ball is to decide what kind of country we're going to be going into after the election into next year. And the answer is what we're waiting for. In the meantime, we're just going to watch this paint, and if it moves, the low of the stock market was hit in June, and the low is somewhere around 29,500 and change. Okay? We're about 600 points above that, so it's looking us in the face. I'm hoping that the market stops going down and turns around and builds a rally from here, because technically that would be a very good picture. If it penetrates that low, breaks it, that would be a bad picture, and we may cut our exposure to stocks some more if that happens. But the real deal is the election results, so we can figure out where we're headed going forward. And I just really hope the American people understand this and do vote what's in their gut. Go back to that paint. We'll talk to you when we know more. Thank you.